Hello everyone, welcome to From the Star Wars Library, where Star Wars is in print, the Force is with the readers, and we're only 1 month away from the end of the regular Marvel series as we take a look at the Droids series this time around. I'm your host, Nathan B. Butler. We're looking this time at Droids issue number 3, The Scarlet Pirate. Now, it's by Dave Manak and John Romita, as the rest of the series has been. It's being released at this point in April of 1986, 1 month before all together now we'll wrap up the main Marvel series. It does say August as the date there, but again, that's the date to take it off the shelves. And here we have the pirate Red Jack saying, "Now nothing can stop Red Jack from destroying the peace mission." And Les, who we'll meet in the story, says, "Oh no!" And as our droids are tied up there, it says, "The Scarlet Pirate, he turned the galaxy red with danger." I guess red as in like warning signs for danger, because usually it's red with blood, but that would creep out the little kiddies because this is Star Comics, not regular Marvel Comics. It's designed for younger readers, as the cartoons themselves were. This can be found these days in the pages of Star Wars Omnibus, Droids, and Ewoks. This is again a story told in 2 parts. We start with The Scarlet Pirate, then of course The Scarlet Pirate Part 2, in this case entitled End of the Game. We start off on the planet Majur. Apparently, R2-D2 has of course been fixed, as we saw back in the previous story. After being damaged back in the first issue, he got back to the intergalactic, or they got back to the Intergalactic Droid Agency, which again should probably be intragalactic or interstellar maybe, and they are now on a mission. Though it's not said that he necessarily came straight from there, that the droid necessarily came straight from the previous issue. Maybe, just maybe, more time has elapsed, because this series is supposed to take place between 10 and 6 BBY, with no specifics in between. Maybe there's a jump in time here, but I kind of doubt that there's much of one. Suffice to say that they're on the planet Majur, where they're with Ambassador Zell, who is on a mission to another planet called Armath. And while he's gone, he wants R2-D2 and C-3PO to basically be there as babysitters, more or less, for Master Les, which is his little son, who is absolutely obsessed with the story of the so-called Scarlet Pirate. So as the ambassador leaves, we find that Les is not all that happy with playing with the other droids and such. You know, he's kind of bored. He's kind of a snotty little kid and whatnot. But he turns on his favorite adventure show, which apparently is an audio production, with the audio coming out of this weird globe in the ceiling here. The favorite adventure show is Space Pirates of the Galaxy, starring the Scarlet Pirate. And immediately C-3PO is like, whoa, wait a second. Here, the Scarlet Pirate? You're talking about Red Jack? Red Jack the Pirate? He's actually a pirate. He's doing some pretty bad things. Why is this your hero? Of course, you know, Les doesn't believe that there's anything wrong with Red Jack the Pirate because of this audio production. Then again, you gotta wonder, why are they making an audio drama presentation here, basically, that is about a current criminal? Seems a little weird to me. It'd be like if there was a kid's show about Osama bin Laden before or even after he's been killed. Seems a little odd. Suffice to say, he winds up playing around and tying the droids up while playing, right? They're kind of hanging from the ceiling. How to get him hung from the ceiling? Who freaking knows? But there's an announcement that breaks into the adventure. We interrupt this broadcast for an important announcement. Red Jack has been captured and is being delivered to prison at this moment. That's not part of the audio drama. That is real. Again, how stupid is it to make it about a real guy? Suffice to say, Les goes out, and it's actually on Majur, where he's being caught. Les races out on a little speeder, winds up, uses his little toy there, and manages to disrupt the droids to allow Red Jack to escape. And Red Jack takes him with him when he leaves from the planet. And the droids sneak aboard the ship at the last minute so that they can be aboard to try to help Master Les. Now, check out the ship. I gotta tell you, it sure looks like a Star Trek shuttlecraft to me. Maybe there's a purposeful nod there. But Les starts telling Red Jack all about how, you know, there's his dad, but his dad doesn't care much about him, and his dad is Ambassador Zell, which causes Red Jack to go, really? There's a peace mission? Where is this lad? It's a chance for, you know, them to be able to do some piracy and perhaps make some money through hostages or hijacking a ship or whatnot. Of course, as soon as he and his gang of ruffians, kind of a mixed bag here of ruffians, decide to actually attack the peace summit, Les is like, "No, my father's on one of those ships," and everybody's just laughing at him. "Those are innocent people. Did you hear the runtman? Innocent people. Listen, you little toadstool, I decide who's innocent or not on this ship, and you're either with me or against me." And eventually the last straw, when Les tries to grab him by the shirt, he just flat out smacks the kid. and out come the droids to wind up helping him. And together, they have to figure out a way to stop Red Jack. They wind up basically being able to get R2-D2 to a computer terminal, an access terminal, so that when Red Jack's men starts firing all these torpedoes at the Peace Summit ships that are on their way, they're able to cause them to self-destruct in space and not hit their targets, which also warns them, of course, of what exactly it is that's going on. Red Jack and them then, of course, turn on Les. They're able to defeat Red Jack, at least briefly, with throwing something into his freaking shins. Very cartoony here. Yow! And he's jumping on one foot and whatnot here. Until finally, his father, Zell, has landed, knowing that his son is there based on something that he heard. And he's basically, Red Jack is trying to hold Les hostage here. Until finally, he's able to get the drop on him as Les is basically like tossed down because he's being held at gunpoint. And there's a brief scuffle, smack, 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 you know, how dare you hurt my kid, etc., etc. And it turns out that Ambassador Zell used to be a space ranger. And that is going to make Les think of him as a true hero. Sadly, though, as for the droids, well, you know, first off, he blames them for possibly being the ones that allowed Les to wind up with Red Jack in the first place. But Les does admit that it was all his fault. So Daddy essentially says, you know, thank you very much, but from now on, Les is going to come with me on all of my missions so he can learn the way this works. You know, this is going to be very cool. Great father and son bonding time, except that means that C-3PO and R2-D2 now, again, need to find another master. But as C-3PO says, as watching father and son start to bond, really for the first time in a lot of ways, he says this time, it was worth it. So, again, it's a quick little story, lots of bizarre little goofy moments there, you know, the yow and such. The character design is freaking weird. Essentially, these are big, round-headed green dudes here for this new alien species from Major. Nothing really all that special about the story in and of itself. It, of course, has that father-son bonding type of message. We do get that kind of message with some of the Ewok stuff, so that is there for those younger audiences. Broadly speaking, though, it's not really a story you're going to really want to hunt down, because in and of itself, not a great story, decent for little kids, but that's some serious plot hole type things going on here. And of course, it's not essential, which sort of already answers our question, is this story an essential read? Of course it's not. Not even remotely. It's not even essential really to understand the broad scope here of the Droids comic book series, because it's really just a one-off little story. They start coming in from the Intergalactic Droid Agency, and then they gotta leave to go find another master by the end of it. Basically what we see in this series tends to be one issue, one master, move on to another master by the next issue. Lots of cycling through new masters for the droids in this series. With that, we'll wrap up this episode. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with the readers.